I was on a ride and I noticed smoke coming from my pipes. I was like, well, what could that be? So I look down here and there's oil stains all over. And you can see it on my belt guard too. And then I look up here and it's everywhere. Everywhere on my oil cover. It's really nasty. It's also on my shocks too. And so I was like, well, where could that be coming from? So I check out the opening for my air filter because I've heard of things like that happening with Sportsters and other Harley-Davidson brand models. So I get a light and I look at this. You see this oil at the corner. So then I noticed this. There's oil sitting on top of my transmission or the primary cover. I forget which side it is. I'm not sure if this side is the primary cover or it's the other side. Whichever it is, it's sitting on the cover. It was a 3/16 hex socket that I needed to get this off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Take off the filter cover. Set that aside. And also, when I took off my filter cover, it was grime on the inside and on the edges. It was really nasty. You should probably check that out also when you take off your filter cover. I already have the cleaner removed. I'll show it to you in a few seconds, but let's take a look at what the inside looked like. See that? That's carbon deposit on my butterfly valve. And it's not supposed to be there, but it's a byproduct of having breathers drop oil into your air cleaner. It'll get there and burn, and that's just how Harley-Davidson engineers a way to get excess oil out of your engine. There is a better way to do it. Other people on YouTube have solved it. So you can go ahead and check out those videos. So let's keep looking at what other oil stains I could find in here. So you can see oil drip down right here, and drips down there, and that's where it was coming out from, the entrance. So if you haven't already, go ahead and check out your filter and make sure you're not having the same issue that I'm having. So I have the air cleaner sitting down right here. Look at that grime. That's really nasty stuff over the past 3 years that I've bought this bike brand new from Harley-Davidson. For 3 years. I think this filter or this air cleaner did its job pretty well. And let's take a closer look at the breather tubes where they plug in. There's grime on there. See that grime on the edges? Same thing on this side. This side has much more grime, but you can see it. And take a look inside. There's oil in there too. It's really bad. I've thought about washing it, but I don't know. I don't think washing is gonna fix this problem, or just in general how bad it looks. I think I'm still gonna get some grime stuck in there, so I'm just gonna go look for a new one, and when I get it, it's going on there. And I'll also have to clean off that carbon deposit. And here's the thing, if your butterfly valve looks like that already, I I think your or my pistons look the same or worse. But this motor has been running pretty strong since I've had it, so I'm not too concerned about it breaking down on me anytime soon. But it could pose a potential problem later on. Alright, I just got back from O'Reilly's with the throttle bottle cleaner. Let's get to cleaning. I'm going to spray the throttle body just lightly. And then you can get a rag, a new rag, or get a towel and start wiping. Look at that. Look at that grime. Yep. Get all that grime out. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but I can, and that valve is looking good again. And here's a shot of all the things that this paper towel picked up. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just cleaning the outer edges of this valve. And unfortunately, I can only clean the top portion. But that's better than nothing. And that was simple to do. So I said I was going to use the stock gasket with the new filter, and it just goes in the back right here. So this is what it looks like when it's fitted. All right, it's in. Now let's put in the 3 bolts. It's this bolt right here, this hole right here, and this one, if you're wondering which holes do they mount into. This is a T27 star socket. This is what we're going to be using to tighten these bolts. I'm not going to do them too tight because when I took them off, they were really easy to take off. So So basically, right there. They're not on there. I would say I would guess they're like 5 pounds torqued down. So this is good. And this filter has already been recharged, so I don't need to do that process. So before I'm gonna put the filter back on, I made sure that I reinstalled the gasket that came with it. Alright, I'm just tightening down this right here, and it wasn't tightened down hard when I undid it, so I'm just gonna leave it the same. Basically, when you meet resistance, do like a quarter turn, and I'm just gonna wipe down my filter cover. I don't know why, but it's really dirty. It's dirtier than how it was when I took it off, and all I did was lay it down and clean it. Alright, so before I go, I did try and clean up the oil stains as best as I could. I did a pretty good job cleaning up the oil cover. Oil was also on the belt guard. I cleaned that up. Oil's also here in my shock. I cleaned that up. But I could not clean the oil stains off of my pipes. And I would just assume it's because the pipes were hot when the oil got on there, and so it's basically burned in. You can see the oil stains right here, trickling down here. But for the most part, I'm happy. Now, one other issue that I'm having is that the baffle for this muffler came loose. So if you look at the underside of my muffler, you'll see that the baffle is loose. It'll move back and forth. And the only thing that was preventing it from falling out was that I have this connection here that connects both mufflers together, and the connection comes at an angle to where it prevents this baffler from fully coming out. I've never had this issue before, so I'm not sure of how to fix this problem. I don't know if this baffle just needs a screw, or if I have to replace it entirely. But if I do have to replace it entirely, should I just go with another set of the Rush slip-ons? Or should I try different slip-ons? Or should I go back to stock? Or should I go with the full exhaust system? For me, it's purely cosmetic. And slip-ons are cheaper. Way, way, way cheaper. But with this being the issue, I'm at a point to where I can change the look on this bike, or I can just buy another set of these slip-ons and keep it the way it is. I don't know. What do you think? that'll be the end of the video.